1370 AM, 96.3 FM, The Source.
All right, 25 minutes before 11 o'clock. Thank you for tuning in this Monday morning. Douglas Robinson is on the phone. He's the chair professor and dean of the arts faculty at Hong Kong Baptist University. Wow. And he's got a series of books, stories about modern-day vampires. I wanted to read you one of the little descriptive pieces, and I'm probably going to mispronounce the very first word. Madjkin. A female vampiric person of indeterminate age comes to Trenton seeking a new life. Appearing as a young woman, she chooses a college to live and a friendly young athlete to help her meet and select the people on whom she depends on for fresh blood, Robin. Fresh blood. Douglas Robinson, good morning. That's some opening couple of lines right there. Good morning, sir.
Good morning, Larry. How are you?
I'm okay. Where are you right now?
Birmingham, Alabama.
Birmingham, Alabama. Where's Hong Kong Baptist University? Is it?
That is a different Douglas Robinson. There's more than one of us that writes, and that's not my bio.
Oh my gosh.
Okay,
that's not. You're not
I'm sorry. That's, wow.
Well, do we have the right book? I mean, is that the right book?
Yes,
Oh,
you
okay.
have the right book.
Okay, because I got the cover on the podcast that we're going to put up this afternoon. Right now, you're live on the air, so I apologize for that. I didn't realize. So do you have a series of vampire books?
Well, this story began in 1983 when I first saw it, and I mean literally saw it like a movie in my head. And so the entire storyline is 16 stories.
Wow. And where were you when you saw it in your head?
UAB.
UAD. What is that? University
of Alabama at Birmingham.
Oh, okay. Oh, OAB. Okay. So, had you been a writer prior to this? Were you already involved in writing books?
I was reading. I always enjoyed reading fiction, but no. 1983 was when I started writing.
Oh my gosh! And you've written a lot now, huh? I'm looking at.
Well, I've written the first two stories of the storyline. Silently took me about 6 years to do.
Okay. All right.
And Rights took me 1 year.
Is there a fascination with this? There is here in our area. There's a lot of people who seem to be interested in the whole vampire thing. Where does that come from? Why do you think we have an interest in this?
Well, when I was at a very young age, say about 7 or 8, I knew what they were, but when you receive my bio information, it's basically pretty bad for me. But I started understanding things and seeing things from an early age about them, and they were on my heart from an early age, so I started praying for them and thinking about them. And by 1983, I guess the cork popped loose, and then I started seeing all this stuff at once.
So do we read the book with the vampire being the good guy or the bad guy, or does that not even apply in this case?
Well, in this case, I define them as living people that have to drink blood to live. And when you're a blood drinker, you're literally an outcast in society.
I think so.
Nobody wants you around.
Yeah.
But I take it from their point of view. The lead character, her name is Macon. I pronounce her name, with the K silent. She was born in 1698, and her mother was Norwegian, and she finally got to this country sometime around the 1860s.
Okay, is she based on somebody real?
Yeah.
Okay, and
well, let me clarify that. I think Macon is real anyway, because I see her. So let me just leave it at that.
Okay, so you say the K is silent. So how do you pronounce her name?
Macon.
Oh, you do have the K in it. Okay, or is it a C?
I'm sorry, the J is silent. My mistake.
Oh, okay. There's a J in the name. Okay, and all right, and is that significant in the story? The silent J?
Well, in her country, it would be more like a Mike. The J would be an I sound.
Okay.
Like a fjord.
Gotcha.
That kind of spelling.
Okay. So this is like a whole world for you, and you allow us to enter that world. As you're writing it, you're in that world, but as we read it, we also enter that world, don't we?
Yes, it's a window for you to look through.
And so do you see, like when you remove yourself to live in the real world after you're done writing, is it still with you? Like does it resonate after the fact?
Help me understand how you mean that.
Okay, let's say, for example, it's the middle of July, and you're in southern Alabama where it's really hot, and you're writing about a winter scene. When you go outside, are you surprised it's hot? Are you so involved in the story, in other words, that you actually take it with you?
Well, I mean, I can see the difference between reality. You know, I'm not going to go outside and pretend I'm on a ship and fall overboard or something, because that's hard to do in the middle of Birmingham.
Gotcha. Okay. All right. Wow. Okay. So how is the? It looks like you're. Let me find the book again on Amazon. It's called Silently Comes the Night, the Silently series storyline book 1, and they're available as Kindle and paperback. Correct?
Yes, they're available on Amazon and Kindle.
So what is your feedback? What kind of feedback are you getting from your readers?
Well, it's nice to have readers in the first place. That's
right,
cool.
Right. Yeah.
People don't understand how I can be a Christian and take the perspective that these people are people, and they deserve the same choice of grace that everybody else gets.
Okay.
Macon became a Christian later on in the storyline, and that's an important thing for people to understand from the get-go.
Okay.
Out of the 16 stories, each of the 4 story blocks repeats the pattern of love, grace, compassion, and right with God.
Uh-huh.
So I honestly think that God is wanting me to do the storyline to give you a perspective of what these people are really like.
Okay, so without spoiling anything, 16 books later, will we have a totally different viewpoint of Macon?
I think so. You will see her life from the inside out, and she is. I don't think she's perfect, because no one is, but I think that she has survived as long as she has, because most of her decisions had to have been the right ones.
So are you able to, in a short interview like this, give us an idea of what her world is like?
It's just very grueling and hard. If you imagine yourself, if you had to go out today and drink blood to live, what would you do?
Probably die. I don't think I'd survive. I could not imagine myself doing what you need to do to make that happen.
Well, I mean, you really only have 4 choices. You could steal it, bargain for it, buy it, or take it. That's your 4 choices.
No, there's a 5th choice. You could not do it. Right.
You can die.
Yeah, right. Okay. Well, very interesting. Douglas, thank you for taking time to be with us. Give us some information. Do you have a website?
The website is https silently-publishing.com. But if people want the books themselves, they can search by my name, Douglas Robinson, but search for the Silently series storyline, because the other Douglas Robinson writes also.
Okay, yeah, make sure you don't get the one who's a Baptist preacher in Hong Kong. Douglas, thank you for being on the air with us today. That was very interesting.
Oh, thank you so much for having me.
You're welcome. All right, we'll be right back.
The weather is brought to you by myfwc.com. Safe boating is no accident. On this Wednesday, a mix of sun and clouds and warm with a high of 80 at the coast, 85 inland. Partly cloudy and mild Wednesday night, low 60.